Okay. This is the 2017 control accounts question. Question number 4. We'll read the question completely from the beginning. The following transaction took place in the first month of operations of the retail business in related to the purchases and the sale of goods. They are giving the information related to the purchases and the sales of goods, and this is a just started business because they say first month of operation. That means you had no opening balances. Then after that, details, dates, descriptions, and the amount they have given, date of the transaction, cash sales, cash purchases, credit sales, credit purchases, return of the credit purchases, return, cash purchases, credit sales, payment, credit purchases, credit sales, sales return, cash receipts, payment, and the cash receipts from Nayagam, and cost of the inventory, requirements, following transaction, extractions of the receipts and the payment journal. You wanted to do following ledger accounts, purchases, sales, creditors control, debtors control, and computations of the gross profit. You can see, right? Hari. Okay, Puta, if you are doing the question, you need to have the receipts and the payment journal, right? You want to have the receipts and the payment journal, right? So then if you move to the question, what is the first transaction? They want you to prepare the receipts journal, right? If you look at the requirement again, receipts journal, you need to do payment journal, purchases, sales, creditors control, debtors control, and the computations of the gross profit. Okay, we'll update the receipts and the payment journal and the respective other ledger accounts. Okay, first one is the cash purchases. So the cash purchase is supposed to be recorded in the payment journal, right? There was a cash payment at that time, payment journal. January 2nd, purchases. Amount is how much? That is 200. 200. Purchases 200. What is next? Cash sales. When you do the cash sales, it will be recorded in the receipts journal. It's 300. 300. 8th of January. Sales. It's 300. Recording the sales journal rupees 300. What next? Credit purchases from normal. Credit purchases cannot be recorded in the receipts and the payment journal. It need to be recorded in the purchases journal, but they did not ask you to prepare the purchases journal. But they asked you to prepare the trade payable control accounts. Therefore, you better record these credit purchases in a separate point for the purpose of calculating what? Total credit purchases. Okay, then something similar to the purchases journal you can have. Credit purchases, normal, how much the amount? It's 500. That is 500. What next? That is just to identify the total credit purchases, because credit purchases only you update in the creditors control account. Right, return goods from the normal 100. Purchases return, right, to the normal. It has purchase from the normal. Okay, purchases return 100,000 to normal. Purchases return. Purchases return normal 100,000. Okay, clear now? Good. What is next? Cash purchases. If it is a cash purchases, there's a cash payment. Then you should have a clear idea. Cash purchases, payment journal, credit purchases in the purchases journal. Cash purchases, 15 January 400. 15 January 400. Purchases 400. Then recording the purchases column, it's 400, right? It's 400. Cash purchase. What is next? Credit sales to debit 500. Credit sales to debit 500. Credit sales you cannot record in the sales journal. Credit sales. Debit 500. Credit sales to David 500. Okay. So then why I recorded like that? Because I need to prepare the debtors control account at the end of the period. For that, I need to identify the total of the credit sales. So that is why we recorded there. What is next? Payment made to Namal after receiving 20,000 discount 180. That means value of the checks you raise 180 and you receive the discount of 20. So that this must be recorded in the payment journal. 18 January. 18 January. Namal creditor. You receive the discount of 20. Payment is 180. And you record in the creditors column 180. In the analysis column, you have to record what you record in the payment column. You can't record in the creditors column as 200. You can't record in the creditors column as 200. None of the ledger account in the general ledger we update right now. But if they ask you to prepare the individual ledger account, you could have recorded there. Individual ledger account හදන්න කියලා කිව්වනම් වාට ඒක record කරන්න තියෙනවා. නමුත් ඒක හදන්න කියන්නේ නැහැ තාම අපිට. මේ question එකේ හදන්න කියන්නේ නැහැ. Right. Private ledger වගේ නෙමෙයි, general ledger you updated at the end of the month with the total. There was a credit purchase from Anura 300. Now there was a credit purchase from Anura 300. Anura 300. Okay, credit purchase is 300. Good. Wow, you know the purpose of recording that there. Then credit sales to Nayagam 400. Credit sales to Nayagam 400. Nayagam. What next? Credit sales. You can't record in the receipts journal. Sales return to Nayagam 150. Sales return. You need to record in the receipts journal. Sales return. You need to record in the receipts journal and you need to raise the source document of credit note. Nayagam 100,000. Yeah, it's 150,000. 150,000. Receipts from David 400. Receipts from David 400. Cash receipts from David, it's rupees 400. 25th January. Cash receipts. Receipts journal. David 400. It will be recorded in the debtors column rupees 400. What next? Payment made to Anura after receiving 10,000 cash discounts. Cash paid to Anura 290. 26th January. 26th January. Cash paid to Anura. Right? It's a payment. Yeah, 10,000 is a discount that you received. Value of the check is 290. 10, value of the checks 290. Okay, you updated in the analysis column. It's 290. 290. Okay, good. What next? Yeah, received from the Nayagam after allowing 20,000 discount. Nayagam king up at Hambaladina 30th January. 30th January. Right? Nayagam. You know that cash receipts must be recorded in the receipts journal. Then discount is 10. Receipts 290. That we record in the debtors column. It's 290. What next? Yeah. Closing inventory they have given as 30,000. But you should remember this is they are giving these information for the first month of operations. May information say again you had no opening stock. Right. Okay. Receipts journal we have done. Payment journal we have done. Now we need to prepare the purchases, sales, creditors control account and the debtors control account. For that purpose, we need to take the total of each and every journal. For that purpose, we need to take the total of each and every journal. Right. So, can I take the total? Yeah. What do I do here? 31st January. Total posted to GL. Puta, general ledger you update at the end of the month with the total. Total posted to GL. Right. Here also you can take the total. The payment journal 30,000. You write total posted to GL, right? Total post to GL. Okay, right. Right. After doing this, what you have to do here, we need to get the total of the journal and post it to. So there's a correction here. Nayagam's discount amount is the discount that you allow to Nayagam is 220, and the cash that you collect will be 230. The cash amount that you collect from the Nayagam is 230. It's not 290, right? Okay. Now everything is fine. Now what you have to do is you need to take the total of each and every journal and post it to the ledger accounts, right? Okay. If you move into these first, you have the discount allowed column in the receipts journal 20,000. What is the double entry when copying the total of the discount allowed column? Discount allowed column, total discount allowed. What's the double entry? Discount allowed account, debit 20,000, trade receivable control account, credit 20,000. Okay, trade receivable control account, credit 20,000. Puta, they did not ask you to prepare the discount allowed account, but you can prepare other debtors control account. So then you can credit here saying discount allowed rupees 20,000. Discount allowed rupees 20. You debited that to the discount allowed account. What next? Receipts. Now this was done. Total receipts. Total receipts must be debited to the cash control account, but they did not ask you to prepare the cash control account. Therefore, you don't want to consider this thing. Right. Sales. Total cash sales. What's the double entry? Cash control account, debit, sales account, credit. එතකොට sales account and credit කරන්න. Saying cash control. How much? It's 300. Double entry, cash control account, debit, sorry, sales account credit. This must be credited to the sales account, saying cash control, rupees 300. Okay. Cash collection from debtors. What's the double entry? Cash control debit, trade receivable control credit, trade receivable control credit, saying cash rupees 630. Cash balance, cash collection from debtors, it's rupees 630. Okay, now it's fine. Okay, now we copied the receipts journal. When you are copying the receipts journal to the ledger, there are two values column. One is a discount allowed column, other one is a cash receipts column. Discount allowed column, cash control, discount allowed account, debit, trade receivable control account, credit. Cash receipts, total cash receipts debited to the cash control account, credited to the respective other ledger accounts. So, 930 debited to the cash control account. Out of that 930, 300 credited to the sales account, trade receivable control account credited 630,000. Okay. Hurry. Now we are moving to the purchases journal. In the purchases journal, also you got two values column. One is what? Discount received and the creditors. What is the double entry for the discount received? Discount received account, credit, trade creditors control account, credit. So you credit here discount received how much? Rupees 30,000. Discount received rupees 30,000. What is next? Discount received account credit. Total payments 1,070,000. Total payments must be credited to the cash control account. They did not ask you to prepare the cash control account here, but must be debited to the respective other ledger account. Out of 1,070,000, 600,000 you debited to the purchases. Saying cash, you write 600,000. Cash paid to creditor 470. Cash paid to creditor rupees 470. You record here saying cash. Cash control account must be debited 470. Okay, receipts journal, payment journal, both you copied to the ledger, general ledger. Now what shall we do? You move into the other journals. So the credit purchases here is how much? Rupees 800. What's the double entry? Purchases debit, credit purchases. Total of the purchases journal. What's the double entry? Purchases account debit, creditors control account credit. Make it a credit karanna, saying purchases 800, debit purchases account, saying trade trade payable, how much? Yeah, it's 800,000. Okay. Purchases return, double entry, purchases return account credit. Trade payable control accounts debit. You can say here trade payable control debit karana purchases return 100,000. Yeah, it's total 100,000. Then when it's onto the credit sales, it's 900. Credit sales was double entry, debtors control account debit, sales account credit. Make a credit karanna, say trade receivable 900, right? Total of the sales journal, sales account credit, trade receivable control debit, trade receivable control account debit karana api here 900 same sales. Sales rupees 900. Okay. And one more thing, credit sales return 150. Sales return 150. Sales return account debit. Sales return account debit, and the debtors control account credit. That is why we raise the credit note. Sales return, sales return, credit sales return. It is 150. Yes, you record it. Okay. Now everything is fine. Right, you can balance the ledger accounts. Keep in mind when you are balancing here, you need to balance only the control account. When you are balancing the ledger accounts, right? When you are balancing the ledger account, this purchases account, sales account, you don't want to balance because you don't balance them on monthly basis. Monthly balance karna ledger accounts tiyanawa, yearly balance karna ledger accounts tiyanawa. Cash control account, you need to balance them monthly because you need to prepare the bank reconciliation. Debtors control account, creditors reconciliations account, you need to balance monthly. Why? Because you need to what? Prepare the debtors reconciliation statement. VAT control account, you need to balance monthly because you need to pay the VAT. But other ledger accounts no need to balance on monthly basis. Eva monthly balance karanna ඕනේ නැහැ. මොකටද the purchase account එක you are monthly balance කරන්නේ. Electricity bill account එක monthly balance කරනවා. The accounts are done annually. You prepare the accounts annually. Got it? Then I try to identify that particular thing. Okay. Therefore, purchases account, you don't want to balance monthly, you balance it yearly, annually, right? Right, because debtors control account, this is higher than 900. And then when you take that 900 here, you get the balance carried down. Make a balance karana. It's 100. Debtors control account, you balance, and the creditors control account. When you take the total, you get the balance carried down, is minus, it's 200. And a balance brought forward, it's 200. Okay, hope everything is fine. Hope everything is fine. One more requirement is the question. What have we done so far? We prepared the receipts journal, we prepared the purchases journal, and prepared these 4 ledger accounts, making trade purchases account and the sales account in nominal account. You don't want to balance them on monthly basis, you balance them on annually, right? Therefore I didn't balance, but the creditors control account and the debtors control account I balance. Then they want you to calculate the gross profit, right? Tell me, Pita, how are you going to calculate the gross profit? How do you want to calculate the gross profit? Gross profit, you calculate what minus what? Sales minus cost of sales. Sales minus cost of sales. How to find the sales? Then net sales sales return net sales. If you move into the sales account, you can see you had a balance of 1,200. Sales return 1,200 no 300 plus 900. Sales return 150. 1,200 minus 150. It will be how much? 1,050. And about the sales return will be how much? It's 1,050. How much the cost of sales? Cost of sales here. How to get the cost of sales? Cost of sales, how do you find? From the purchases, you deduct the purchases, return, and the closing stock. Cost of sales means cost of the goods that you sold. එතකොට අපි විකුණු භාණ්ඩවල පිරිවැය අපි purchases කරලා තියෙනවා 800. purchases return එකක් තියෙනවා 100. that's a purchases return 100. එහෙනම් net purchases කීයද 700. net purchases 700. okay net purchases 700. හැබැයි මේ 700 අපි විකුණන්න තිබ්බට you had a net purchases of 700. 700 විකුණන්න තිබ්බට 700 ම sell කරලා නැහැ පුතා. මොකද ඔන්න matching concept එක අපි apply කරනවා. out of 700 question says what 300 has not been sold. එහෙනම් විකුණපු ඒවල cost එක කීයද? if the 300 has not been sold එහෙනම් cost of sales is 400. පුතා cost of sales is how much? rupees 400. එහෙනම් tell me how much the gross profit? 1,050,000 minus 400. Gross profit is how much? rupees 650,000. Sales minus cost of sales. You can see how did you apply the backing concepts. Where 400 stocks you sold for 1,050,000. ලක්ෂ 4ක stock එක 1,050,000 වලට විකුණලා තියෙනවා. ඔව්. ඔයා 700 ගත්තා. ඒකෙන් amount එකක් ඔයා return කරා. නෑ purchase කරපු ගාන 800 ගත්තා. ඒකෙන් 100 ඔයා return කරා. ඊළඟට ඔයාට විකුණන්න තිබ්බේ only 700. හැබැයි 700 වලින් 300 ඔයා sell කරේ නෑ. You kept 300 with you and what? Sold only 400. That 400 you sold for 1,050,000. That's 400 you sold for 1,050,000. Then your gross profit is 650. Right. Okay, that is the end of this particular question. This is the 2007 control accounts question. That is 2007. Right. So there's a small correction here. When I take the purchases, right, we have taken the total. We haven't taken the total credit purchases because we have taken only the credit purchases, right? However, if you go to the purchases account, you can see there's a cash and the credit purchases both. So altogether, total purchases during the period, it's 1,400,000. Total purchases 1,400,000. When me 1,400,000 වලින් purchases return තියෙනවා කොච්චරද 100,000. එහෙනම් inventory held for sale 1.3 million. හැබැයි ඒකෙන් අපි විකුණලා නැහැ කොච්චරක්ද 300,000. we haven't sell 300,000. එහෙනම් cost of sales will be 1.3 million minus this, it's 1 million. Cost of sales is 1 million. And gross profit will be 50,000. There was a small correction there. I haven't taken the cash sales into consideration. When I take the cash sales also into the consideration, your cost of sales will be rupees 1 million. Right. Okay. That is the end of this particular question. This was another question from the control accounts. Right. Control accounts. Right.